Hello and welcome to
And now we're talking
real estate.
real estate.
Woo-hoo. And we also talk about a lot of things that aren't real estate. We love a good tangent.
Definitely love those tangents.
Yeah. I'm one of your hosts, Jillian Stickney.
And I'm Michelle Patterson-Knapp.
And we are longtime realtors and friends. So we kind of get into all of it, a little behind the curtain. So if that's something you like listening to, we would love to have you. Oh, hello and welcome to
And now we're talking
real estate. And yet again, we will be talking real estate. But I feel like this one could have some tangents. We'll see. It's we're gonna just pick up. Michelle had asked me in a recent episode, what is sort of like maybe an unenjoyable part of the job.
Oh, yeah.
And she gave a really good answer because, of course, it was her question. And I thought, so true.
Yeah.
And it's the real estate write-ups. And, you know, it's kind of like, for me, it's like going for a run. Like, am I super excited to go for the run? No, but once I do it, I'm glad I did. And
Yeah.
there's a sense of satisfaction. So,
And you get it done.
yeah.
It's like, okay, done.
Yeah. So anyway, I mean, that's the kind of relationship I have with the write-up. But that is, was a great answer. And I was like, I was on the spot and I didn't really know, but sure enough, I think I found a few. But one is like quite benign, but also just, I hate it. Setting up and taking down open house signs.
Oh.
Isn't that the worst job ever? I hate it.
It was one of the things I was really nervous about when I first became a realtor. It is so funny.
Well, you should be nervous because it's unenjoyable. I just don't like it.
And it's like, oh, how many do you put up? And where do you put them?
Where do you put them? And not only that, the timing. It's like, well, I've got like, let's say you're kind of coming at the property from a couple different directions. Yeah. And then you're like, well, the sign's already up here and here, but I'm over here putting up a sign. Like, what if someone's at the house? Or like, same thing with trying to leave the open house.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
But it's also just like awkward and clunky because sometimes it's like busy areas. So you're trying to find a place where you can like pull over. And then if it's really busy, you kind of have to pull over a bit. And then like maybe you're in the middle of a busy road trying to put like something up in the median. Or I don't know. It's just not very glamorous.
And then you're looking like a heel because you're walking around with this sandwich board and you're like,
I'm a realtor. So anyways, and then I had
maybe you're pushing like the pedestrian crosswalk, right? So you're pissing people off because you're stopping traffic.
Totally.
So you can like walk halfway.
Yes.
Halfway across so you can put it in the median.
Yes.
Which you should really do. But.
Well, you need to get the traffic going both ways.
Yeah.
Dodoy.
Yeah.
But it's interesting. I mean, I will say, I think we talked about this, but I had taken quite a hiatus from open houses. And I will say, I still don't do them very often, but that was one thing I did not miss. Like, it's obviously like, it's no big deal. It's nothing too significant, but it's usually just an awkward process just because, you're trying to set something up on a busy thoroughfare and like dodge traffic and like, I don't know. It's just, it's an unpleasant and it can be cold, windy, elements. It's just like.
Okay. So let's take this back a bit. Okay. Because there's like this whole thing about what signs, how many signs, right? Yeah. And then which kind of signs? Like, do you just do the sandwich board? I know when I first started out as a realtor, and like, honestly, when you start out, open houses was one of the things that you did just to be a part of the real estate vibe, right?
Right. Well, and what I will say is I've often told clients, like, open houses don't sell the house. It sells the realtor. Yeah. So it's like and especially that was a different time when both you and I entered the industry. And when I entered too, like, I would do open houses, and I do know that I picked up some business that way. You know?
Oh, definitely.
And so did I ever sell one? No. Did I pick up business? Yes. Right. And so, but I would say the market's a bit different now too. Like, I think even picking up buyers is, it's not, but it's still plausible, but it's like,
there's some realtors who are really good at it.
Interesting.
Not me.
Yeah, not my shtick. So anyways, so I would say a sign.
That's the sandwich.
The sandwich board,
that like
folds
and then fold
out a bit,
yeah.
And so I like those instead of what are those called? The like
The corrugated with the little steppy, like the
step metal prongs. Yeah.
Although those were the cheaper ones, right? So when you're first starting out, I had a little mix of both, I think, because the A signs were like $75.
Big money.
Yeah, when you're first starting out. And that's the thing, that when you are starting as a realtor, and one thing that you don't get used to, at least it took me some getting used to, right, is like you get a regular paycheck and you show up, you do your work, you get paid, right? But as a realtor, it's like you're doing all this work. And if you want to do something, you have to spend money.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
You're paying for photocopies. You're paying for signs.
You want to print color highlight sheets? That'll be extra.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. So maybe
you charge for everything.
You charge for everything. And so I got a few of those like little corrugated cardboard, whatever signs. And then maybe I got 4 of the A signs.
Of the proper A signs, yeah.
So then you have to be strategic. Okay, so further away, maybe you start with the
chloroplast ones. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then you're a little bit more careful about your A signs because you don't want people walking away with them. That's $75.
Walking away, or I've definitely put them because the A signs typically they're two-sided, and if you open it one way, it says open house, and the other is new listing. So I'll use them for new listing.
Yeah.
And definitely, you list this new listing in the winter, and then a storm comes in, and it's rural, and you're I don't know, it's in some ditch in Saskatchewan now. Yeah. It's never coming back. So yes, you've kind of got to guard the nicer signage a little more.
But the other thing too, and I don't think most realtors pay attention to them, but they were rules. Like the city has bylaws about when you can put those signs up.
They do. They don't.
When and where? Yeah, I don't know if they do anymore. I don't think people ever listened to it or reinforced it.
Correct. Yeah, I think the only person who would have reinforced it would be another realtor who is mad and they call a catalog on another agent.
Exactly.
But so I don't know if that was enforced. Although I do think, if it exists still, it's more lenient than it was before.
Yeah. And it's kind of in the same vein as the election signs, right?
Right.
When you have the election campaigns, they have to be out of there, I think
within a certain amount of time. Yeah. I mean, okay, so this does raise a good question. Now, I just don't get it. I don't want to say pet peeves, but let's say I'm driving in my neighborhood and it's open house, and they don't have Saturday 2 to 4 or anything on it, and it's Thursday. It's not an open house, and they are really promoting it super in advance. To me that seems bananas. But
although I have to say that one of my most popular open houses was when I did it on a Thursday.
No, for sure. And I know sometimes people, but I'm saying they're not doing it then. They're just promoting it for
there's some
the
people
weekend.
Who just promote it.
But they're not even telling you when. And I just think, how many people follow that sign and are kind of well, this is disappointing. There's no open house. I don't know.
Or they see the sign and then they're driving around trying to find the next sign that's going to point you to where the listing is.
Yeah, I just and again, I think that's a very strong display of it's there to promote the realtor. Oh, look at this name that's being flashed in your face. Yeah. And but I just kind of think it's misleading. There's not an open house right now. If I pull up, I'm not going to get to look at it.
No.
So, and it's not they don't put them up, an hour in advance. They're putting it up days in advance. And I've always kind of thought that was a little, I don't know, just suspect, really.
Well, and I can never get the timing right, really, when you are putting them up. Right, because it's always in terms of trying to put all the signs up and then get back in time for your 2:00 or
whatever your start time is.
Whatever.
Well, and that's why I think that was one of my beefs is oh my God, how do I get all the signs set up? And it's well, I've got this sign kind of coming into the community this way and a couple other ones breadcrumbing them in. But that was 5 minutes ago, and now I'm over at this other entrance of the community. And what if they try to
What if somebody shows up?
Yeah. But
nobody ever showed up.
Yeah, you're worried for nothing, but you do. You're oh my God.
Or else when you're trying to, and I'm not going to be there.
But also when you're trying to close up, you're oh, well, I've closed up, but now I still signs out there, and it's going to take me, 5 minutes or whatever to.
So I would normally start. Oh, well, how would I do it? No, I wanted to say that I would normally start at the first sign that I'd put up and kind of like
Work your way
my
back.
way back.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense.
But
I'm just thinking like sometimes I would have signs depending on where the property is located, like from more
two
than one
different
directions.
directions.
Yeah. So, but I do have, so I typically actually, if I do host an open house now, I typically have like a open house buddy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, for various reasons, really, because half the time I'm like, this bad boy's going multiple. Right. I can't even really entertain picking up a buyer.
Yeah.
And or, safety.
Safety.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Which is one of the reasons why I kind of don't do a lot of them anymore. Mm-hmm. Is because, well, especially for me too, like I do a lot of business in Alberta Avenue and in that central area, but my office, like my brokerage is in the West End. So I'm like one of the lone wolves who's out in that area. So chances for me to get somebody who is going to want to do an open house in that area was kind of tricky. Like
that's a good point.
You just need to find a realtor who was really gung-ho about doing open houses.
Yeah.
It's usually like the newer realtors.
Yeah.
Which is great.
Yeah. So, and that's the thing. So if I ever do them now, like, because I did come out of retirement early this year, open house retirement. And it had been since before the pandemic. And I think I remember the house like probably about 2018. Yeah. And it was vacant. It was in Keswick. I was like, yeah, sure. And then it probably was years before that one, but,
It's a good point, though, Jillian. I really think that we're starting to get back to basics.
Yes, you do see more open houses now.
Yeah.
I think COVID really put the brakes on that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then people are like...
COVID killed the open house star.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, don't worry, I caught the reference.
Yeah, thanks. But I started to like wind down from doing them pre-COVID.
Mm-hmm.
And then COVID just gave an awesome reason to just stop doing them.
I will say COVID actually, like for me, for real estate, there was some like...
I was busy during COVID.
Well, it was busy, but it was like you weren't tire kicking.
Yeah.
Like, so if you were listing, you were serious. If you were buying, you were serious. Like, take your own car. Like, I love it. Meet you there. Like,
meet you there.
Yeah, like, no, it was, really cut a lot of the fluff that I'm not a fan of.
It's very... Oh, exactly. Yeah. Then it's like, oh, I just saw your sign. Can you meet me here in an hour? And it's like, no. Although I wasn't doing that before COVID either.
No, but it's like, it was easier to be like, no.
But if that COVID just like stopped those signs.
Yeah.
Those side calls.
Yeah. Like they just stopped sort of ridiculousness. And that's what I'm saying. Yeah. Like if someone wasn't super serious, whether it was buying or selling. Yeah. So it was actually like, in terms of, I mean, there was an initial slowdown, right? But almost barely. It was funny. I had just come back from California and it was so funny. I'd gone middle of February, not a care in the world, come home middle of March, right? Was supposed to like self-isolate for 2 weeks.
Yay, like 2020.
Yeah. And so, but it was funny because I had just like, while I was in California, I had a listing that sold and it was a divorce. And so they each needed to buy. So like, that was kind of just like too, where it's like, I remember her, she's like, I don't care if I need to wear a hazmat suit. Like I need to buy a property.
Yeah.
And stuff. And I was like, I'm good with that. And,
COVID doesn't care. COVID doesn't care.
No.
Anyway, so you're getting a divorce and that you get a new house.
Yeah, exactly. But
to get it done.
But we were deemed essential because
yes.
So of course we're essential.
It was so funny though, right? Because my husband here, Mr. Hydrogeologist, working for the government, totally non-essential.
What?
So he was so he was at home, working from home. And
you're probably like, quick, coming out of space.
No, I was just like, I was working during COVID, and he's just like, in his although I was going to say he's not in his pajamas. That'd be more like me.
Yeah.
Showing up to work in the pajamas. No, he would still get dressed and show up and do
He's
his
still
thing.
an engineer, goddammit.
Right? Yes. But yeah, Gary was like, we're deemed an essential service, so we have permission to get out there. And then, Rick, don't you remember we would have these letters that we'd have to carry around just in case we got stopped?
That was for like a couple weeks, whatever.
Yeah.
And then I remember the most ridiculous form, started to circulate for like a hot minute. And the first time I saw it, I was like, I don't know if it was like someone wanted me to have my seller sign it. And I was like, no, because it was like, we're basically offering, do you remember this was like a couple weeks of like leeway if like we need because of unforeseen circumstances, like with closings and stuff, like that got shut down real fast because it was like, are you insane? But there was this form circulating for a handful of days and it was, anyways, whatever.
So hang on a second. What was this form about? Because the form I remember was signing off that you don't have COVID, that you don't have any
traveled
symptoms.
The country, out of the country, you haven't. Yeah, totally. No, this was like, I should see if I can find it. It was the most ridiculous. It was basically like, hey, here's our deal, but if we need to delay closing for up to 2 weeks, whatever, because of COVID. But all of a sudden it's like, well, this could have a really bad domino effect.
Yeah.
And it's like, no. And I remember, oh my God, I had one where we sold it like the beginning of 2020 and the possession, so I remember actually working on the deal, when I was I think I was leaving for California the next morning and dealing with it. And yeah, the buyers were being crazy. And then the seller, again, they were getting a divorce and the wife was felt bad for these buyers who were like, oh my God, I can't even, it was they were sort of liars. And this is a really small world and industry because I had a very good realtor friend writing on one of their houses. There were lies told. Anyways, and one of my sellers was kind of like, oh, I feel bad for him. I was like, no. And it was just wild, the shish people would try and pull.
Yeah.
And I was like, don't fall for this. And I don't care. We have a contract. They can but I knew they were dishonest and I knew it from a very surprising, thing that they would never know.
Right.
And it was just no, don't even feel bad because these guys, and I will tell you, it was really interesting. It was a team and the team leader had called me and was trying to get reason. And it's I'm not, you know what? I'm sorry, but we are in the right here. This is what we've agreed to. This is what we're sticking to. We're not changing. Sorry if it's going to cost you guys money or whatever else.
Yeah.
Not my problem. And
so what did they want?
I think they wanted, so the house was already basically the house I was selling was vacant.
Yeah.
They wanted to push back the possession. Yeah. And I think there was maybe something else with it, but push it back a month or whatever. Now, did I have a good realtor friend who had written on one of their houses and had a pending offer?
Oh, so they weren't going to be able to fund the closing because
it was going to cost them more. I think was all it was.
Yeah.
It was going to be more costly.
Financers
and just finagle something. But it's I know that you happen to have a good offer on the table and there was, they had come back after the inspection and I think it was something, I would say, they were legitimate things. It wasn't it was maybe asbestos related and something else.
Okay.
And, God, I wish this was a while ago now, so I don't remember the details, but it was I know, just because real estate's a small world, that you had a pending deal and they asked for let's say 5,000 off or 7,000 off or something after the inspection.
Yeah.
And it was a hard no. It wasn't even we'll meet you in the middle because I also know that other party would have.
Right.
And they ended up actually taking less, because, and then COVID was, and that's the thing. I think they were really kind of spooked,
right,
because of the timing of it all. And then they'd also lied to me about laundry because my friend knew what it was. I can't remember the details, but they said they needed to order a part for the laundry in the house they were buying, but they were switching it in the house they were selling and they needed the information on, like, but don't lie to me. You know what I mean? And so I'm like, no, we're not giving you any concessions. You lying mother. And you know what? I sometimes surprise myself with just how much I know. Like, like how small Southside real estate is, people. Like, don't mess with me, you know, because I do disturbingly know a lot of things. And it's like, I know you're lying through your teeth and I really don't appreciate it. Like, so, and then one of my sellers was like, you know, just like she was falling for it. And I'm like, don't. And thank goodness her like ex-husband was like, no. And it's like, you can deal with the lawyers if you want, but we know we're in the right. Like,
and it's not just Southside real estate. Like you know, just the realtor community, home inspectors, like, we all
it's a small
know
world.
Each other. Well, not everybody, but certainly if you've been around long enough, you know the familiar faces.
Well, yes, but I was sort of just saying, like, that sort of is my market-ish, right? So it's like, okay, you might even know, just like you would in Alberta Ave, know a little more maybe than I would, but it's like, it's just like sometimes the things that sort of come up or unearthed or just how sort of coincidental things can be. And it's like, you know, and I never mentioned to the other side at all at any point that, or even my clients, because like, I just didn't want to get into that, but it's like, we're being played, I know, and I'm not happening. It's not happening. I'm not here for it and it's not happening. So and I don't remember like the full details, but at the time I was like, it was disappointing actually from the other side. I'll tell you that. And it was just interesting. Like, I was like, whoa, these buyers have this person like running. I was like, this is interesting. Like, just to see. Anyways. But the crazy had come right out. I'll tell you that much. Anyway, so we're getting a little off,
as we often do.
But this is surprise. Because
we were talking about things that we
okay.
We were talking about open
houses,
signs.
People. I've got a couple,
and getting back to basics, and
then we sort of went on tangents. Okay. So go ahead.
I have a question. Is house flipping dead?
Ooh.
Because I came across this very interesting listing, and I had to like pause it so I couldn't find it, because it goes hand in hand with how everybody's kind of privy to a lot of information about the home. People know if you're flipping a house, right? And sometimes, especially if the work isn't done very well, people aren't going to pay a huge premium for it.
It's very interesting because I feel like there's a couple prongs to this. So I just think house flipping is a racket. It's hard. It's hard to make money but here's the thing that like buyers, they want to have their cake and eat it too. Like, it's, they heaven forbid someone, like, let's say buys a property for 400,000, puts 200,000 into it, does a really good job and wants to sell it for 250,000 more. Well, they're irate. And it's like, well, you go do it then.
Right.
Like, it's the, like, that's the one prong is like, just people psychologically can't even stand
somebody else.
Even though this is worth 650. Well, I can't even handle this.
No. Okay.
So there's that. But then also, I hate to say it. I mean, someone once said this and I think it's so true. Our market is like one generation off the farm. So cheap. Like they just, like if this was, so when you're like, oh, is flipping dead in Edmonton? It's tough because our buyers, it's just, we have a cheap mentality. We do like, and, but if you're Toronto, Vancouver, now, not right now, but you know, different markets, like even in the States, it's like, oh, who cares? This is a beautiful house and I want to pay this for it. I didn't want to like buy it, put all this liquid cash in, take the 6 months, do the work. I don't have the, like, I find that different markets are a lot more like, oh, cool, no problem. This is a nice house for this much money. I'm happy to do it. But I think here people's just like,
well, it's similar to, because I read this other article about a baker, a pastry chef.
Yeah.
I shouldn't even say baker. A pastry chef was complaining about how much people are willing to pay for pastries and for confections that are well done by a baker, right?
They're complaining about...
They don't, okay, for instance, there's like this little...
$2 for a macaron? Of course, well, let's go.
No, she was like, this pastry that she did that takes 7 days to make, she was charging $7.50 for it.
Mm-hmm.
And people were like, oh, I don't want to pay, I'd rather fly to Paris than pay $7.50 for a pastry. Kind of thing, right? Because it was like in
they're getting
Toronto.
A coffee at Starbucks already. Like, calm down.
Right? Like, it's just this whole where people think that value is.
Yes.
Right? They don't want to do the work. They don't have the ability to do the work.
Yeah.
But for whatever reason, they're able to assess the value of it.
Yes. And I think that sums up flipping. Now, I do agree that there's a lot of poor quality flips too.
Yeah.
And that's because you idiots, I mean, the marketplace, you want it cheap.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, whatever, like they're responding. And the thing is, and then you're upset when it's cheap.
Yeah.
And there's such a great picture. I know there's a horse one. I'm sure there's a house one, but it says, like when the client wants it cheaper and the horse head starts, it's beautiful, this flowing mane, like, but by the time you're at the back of it, it's like a stick leg. You know what I mean? It's like, there's like no such thing as a free lunch. And like,
okay, so this is why I asked the question. I came across this listing. Now, this property was purchased in May 2025 for $360.
Okay, what neighborhood? I know I'm not guessing the price, but
no, you're not guessing the price, but I'll give you the information because it's important. Elmwood.
Okay.
Okay, so West End. Then it appears on the market in January 2026 for $579.
Okay, and you said $360?
Yeah, we purchased for
so
$579. Yeah.
This is almost following my example, but anyway.
Right? $579. And it's listed. No, I will.
I don't know if Elmwood is like the area to do that.
Well, not like $579. That's kind of
thing.
Asking a lot. Like, you have to be cognizant when you're going into flipping. You have to know what's the most that somebody's going to pay in that
neighborhood. Yeah, and it's like that's
And so, well, they learned. $579 isn't going to cut it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, nobody's paying that.
That's the thing. It could be a really nice home, but
I'll tell you, this is a home that's like 1,067 square feet. Right. So,
and they're asking how much?
They were asking $579 for it.
And it was probably really nice.
I mean, it's, probably compared to the $360, they probably did some work to it. They changed
I'm sure,
they probably
did a ton.
They put some pot lights, right?
LEDs.
Yeah.
No, the thing is doing this kind of work now more than ever is so expensive. It is expensive. And that's what I don't think the public realizes too. It's like, what? They just like slapped a little paint on and it's like, actually they're into this for $200,000.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean?
6 months goes by.
Yeah.
But are they really into it for $200,000?
Well, this one I don't know.
Right.
But...
Okay. Because they basically had it at $580. They did that in mid-January. Nothing was happening. You get to the end of March. So March 20th. And the listing is terminated. By that time, they had 2 price reductions. They reduced it to $569.9, and then again to $559.9 in March. So they had their reduction in price, no bites. So listing was terminated. And then they just waited 2 days. They decreased the price again to $549. Right, and still nothing's happening. It goes pending for when they had it listed at $530, it goes pending.
$530.
Yeah. Yeah. But that
falls apart.
That deal didn't go through falls apart, right? And then they terminated the listing. So then, and that's now we're getting into June, right? June 15th, they relist it for $499.
Oh, I wonder how much they put in though.
Right? Well, that's just it. It's like people,
but
$579. Like what were
here's
they?
the thing. I think there is a market for flipping, but you have to be so careful. Like it has to be the right neighborhood. Like you cannot now be the nicest house in the neighborhood. You get something where even when you do the flip, you're still not.
Yeah, you're still not the nice house.
Yeah. And you get, and it has to be little things like, let's say you're in like a 1960s bungalow. Hey, cool, there was already a 2-piece bath and this like huge linen closet that we didn't need because it was the second one. We're actually making it ensuite. Like you have to be able to,
you have to be smart like that.
Yeah, like there has to be these little things that work that are going to elevate it, and you have to be in the right neighborhood.
Yeah, and knowing what people want now.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah. So anyways, I mean, I think there's still a market, but it's like you have to be good. Like, meaning you have to do good work, but you also have to know the market and like what can translate and what doesn't. Because a dollar in isn't a dollar out. Like sometimes a dollar in is $2 out, and sometimes a dollar in is like, okay, see you never. You know?
Yeah.
And
don't go crazy like with the finishes, right? And the high-end finishings.
Like it's something like that. I would say, like, if they're picking it up at $370, you said?
Yeah.
Like,
which I still think is a lot.
Yeah, that's not cheap for there. No. Like, 300 maybe, like, you know, but then it maybe would have taken a lot more work. But what I say in a scenario like that is cheap and cheerful. Like, you know, just get some basic, like, neutral cabinets. Like, don't be getting crazy. Now, if you're in a really nice neighborhood, you can't get away with it. You have to have a more elevated finish.
Yes.
But that's a bit more of a gamble.
Yeah.
You know, but at the end of the day, like, it is a gamble. And if the market goes up a few percent or like more, great. You might catch a bit of a wave and that might help bolster your situation. But if it goes the other way and continues, like you're just like.
But it was even like what you were saying before that everybody, you know, back in 2007, 2006, 2007, where everybody was flipping houses, and they thought, oh, it was so easy. But it was just because of what the market had
gone up so substantially. I know,
right? Right?
Yeah.
And then there are still people. If you got on the tail end of that whole wave, there are people who were holding on to homes that were like,
well, and
people weren't going to buy them.
Yeah, but at least the homes that's like recovered, the condos, like we were talking in the last episode, I had a building that was a conversion in Zone 16, and I'm sure the prices aren't even, and that was in 2006. That wasn't even in 2007. Like, that's the wild thing. Like, it wasn't crazy, but condos were so different then.
It's funny because I actually did an interview with CBC News just this week, and they were talking about how the recent numbers of the board, they're saying how the sale of condos, we sold 21% less than this time last year. And they're like, oh, what's going to happen? What's happening? Right? And honestly, I think the guy was trying to get me to say something about, oh, the economy and how people are getting out of Alberta because of what's been happening politically. And it's like, no, I can't comment on that.
Yeah.
I am not going to comment on that. Just because, as we know, people need to sell for different reasons. And it's not always because of what's happening in politics and what's happening in the economy. But it's just we're in a state where I think it's finally this condo market is kind of catching up with itself, where there's just so much product on the market. There was a time where they were just like building them like crazy, and there's still units being built.
That's the thing.
Condo buildings. And it's like, and then you have these new buildings that are trying to compete with the older ones, right? Well, with the resale market. And
not only that, like even, this is actually very interesting, and I will have this talk with clients if we're on the subject. I think Edmonton, its timing and the condo market is quite its own saga, because they, like, let's say condos were becoming popular kind of earlier 2000s. but our market was staying flat or like going up normally.
Yeah.
But because condos were kind of coming online and we boomed.
Mm-hmm.
And all of those condos, so condos were kind of like, definitely like in the 90s, people weren't like building condos, but like,
no.
in the so they
were converting a lot.
So not only were they building new ones, they were converting. And I think a lot of that was done very shoddily. Like, like I think they would have reports like, oh, the roof is this good, but it wasn't. And like, they were kind of fudging things to get it through. And then in 5, 10, 15, 20 years, when you need a new building envelope, oh my God, I'm showing a property tomorrow. And this one I think would have been, I don't think it's that old. Like it's 2-bed, 2-bath, underground parking, university area though. Anyways, envelope. Do you know what the assessment was for the unit I'm showing?
Oh no.
Just guess.
I know.
I know. That's the thing. It's horrifying.
Like the city assess, like the
no. The assessment for
like a special assessment.
Special assessment.
Oh no! And how big?
It's probably like a little over 1,000. Like it's a 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom on 2 levels. Like it's a loft unit, probably like 1,200 square feet, maybe.
Are we getting into like 50,000, like 30 to 50,000?
We're getting into over 100,000.
No,
no. Yes,
oh
people.
My God! So how many units are in this building?
That's what I said to him. Like,
that's a huge capital expense.
Yeah. So it's I wish, you know what? I mean, I could take a quick second.
Because the most that I've heard about, and I was still like a guess, is like a $50,000 special assessment.
Yeah, I think this.
And people were needing to go to their banks and get loans.
Well, and I don't, like
and then buildings, the complexes were needing to go.
Yeah.
And
like
borrow
the
money.
Condo plan number owes money. Yeah. So anyway, what has happened is we kind of caught like this like double like wave where it's like our economy was bumping, real estate was really going up, condos were like the new thing du jour. So we had the conversions, we had the new ones, and condo fees were cheap because they had just been converted or they were new. And it's like your condo fees are $200 a month.
Well, but that's because the owner is wanting to unload all of these units. So of course they're going to sell it to you for these low, unrealistic.
Oh, for
condo
fees. But even then, like, so you go 2 years before your first reserve fund study, and even the first, like but after 10, 15, 20 years, these weren't typically
not
built
sustainable.
Well. And so many envelope issues, right?
Yeah.
Like, And so it's interesting because the condo fees are going up, which makes like this condo less valuable because you're eliminating your market.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. I once sold a condo, and this was even like 5 or 6 years ago, for a client who had bought it maybe 5 or 6 years before that. I would never have bought it for him because it had laundry down the hall, not in the suite, and it had a 2-piece ensuite, which I'm like, this is stupid, right? It was like, there's 2 towers downtown. I think they're like Hillview or whatever, or Hilltop, or they're horrible.
Oh, I know.
Secured parking, not underground, whatever. Yeah. Anyways, they're condo fees, and this was, I mean, it doesn't even seem that unreasonable now. It is, but when I sold it, were like $975 a month or something.
Yes,
and it's like, but no one
they couldn't sell their units unless the price of the unit was so low, right? Because when you add the mortgage and the monthly condo fee, like
no one who has $975 for like just to put towards condo fees was going to be looking at a unit like that. They'd get a newer, nicer unit that had half the price of condo fees. Like they wouldn't just distribute their money that way. So we ended up, I think he paid close to $200 when he bought it, but I think we sold it for $115 or something. Yeah. And we sold it to someone who was buying it for their daughters to, like, they were from out of town to go to university because it's like such a good price now that we're gonna deal with this $975 a month condo fee. Right. And that is what's happened. Like that's a more dramatic one. That was a conversion. And so, but there's enough where it's like, I do feel like condos are run better now overall, but they were really not, like, everyone just kind of was deferring and sweeping stuff under the rug and like whatever.
But it's catching up with them now.
It's catching up with them. And then so, the condo fees are super high, the market's down, but then it like is a double whammy because the prices are down even less or more,
but
like
all
the prices
of that,
are lower because of the high condo fee. It's just such a conundrum perfect storm. And so that's our condo market right now. It's like, sorry, it's not because of other things. It's like Edmonton's marketplace, and probably Calgary's similar, but I wouldn't say like Toronto's like this or Vancouver or places in the States or whatever. It was the timing of how our market has evolved over the last however many decades, and when it was busy and when condos became popular and they were new then, but now not so shiny 20 years later. Like, it's just.
And I think too, like, people were thinking that, oh yeah, the boomers are gonna like want to live in these condos.
These up.
Yeah.
Nuh-uh.
No, not so much.
No, because
not so much.
Well, and I always say everything looks good on a blueprint, but like you get out there and they're like just shanties and they're small and
no storage.
Yeah, like it's just all this stuff. So anyways, and it's just, and they're not necessarily ran that well, and maybe a higher rental demographic, which can sometimes, be not as appealing.
This is what I talked with this reporter about, is a condo for a particular lifestyle is a very good way to go. If you aren't going to want a yard, if you don't have a pet that needs to run around a yard, you don't really care about that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
If you don't want to mow the lawn, if you don't care about having a garden, if you travel a lot, let's go with the condo.
Yeah.
Let's go with something that's in a nice walkable community all day long. Day long. Probably, if I wasn't married and had a child, I'd probably consider living in a condo.
I could see you maybe living in a condo. Given those different circumstances. Anyway. So anyways, so condos, it's been an interesting evolution. It was the perfect storm for them to not really be set up for success, I guess, in a bit of a way. And so, like that's what's going on. We just have too many of them and the condo fees are awfully high. But condos, so I would say, if you can get in after, so we're looking at this one, and it's like, hey, the $115,000 is being covered by the current owner. Great.
And certainly don't get us wrong, because there's some great condos that are well managed.
Well, I feel like
people are a little bit more realistic.
The growing pains already, and they've learned some tough lessons, and now we're on the straight and narrow. And that's the thing. I do think but this is going to take years for it to ricochet out through different buildings and everything. So we're not like out of the woods. So, you definitely still have to do your due diligence and be smart if you are going to get a condo, but it's not necessarily the worst thing ever. And it certainly beats renting for the next 30 years. And yeah.
Or getting a house that you can't manage and sustain and seeing that kind of tank.
Yeah.
Because you're not able to maintain the home.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
yeah. If it doesn't fit your life or lifestyle. Yeah. Anyways, okay. That's it for this one.
Yeah. Thanks for joining us.
And we'll catch up with you again next time.
Yeah.
Okay.
Bye.
Ciao for now. Thank you so much for listening.
Yes, you can follow us on Apple Music, YouTube, Spotify, wherever you find your podcasts.
And don't forget to like, follow, and subscribe.
Take care.
Bye for now.
Bye.